AI can dramatically improve your scientific work or quietly make it worse. And the problem is almost never the tool, it is how you use it. In this video, I will talk about 5 mistakes scientists make when you use AI. From the most simple, the most common, to the most indirect, and the last one, the most critical. So let's go through them. Hello, I'm Dr. Nilson Oliveira. I have been working scientific research in laboratories environments for more than 25 years, including experience in Brazil, in Europe, and the United Arab Emirates. And throughout my career, I have seen how laboratories really works, not just in theory, but in practice. I'm not going to tell you AI is perfect. It is not. But the most problem scientists experience when use AI is not the problem with the tool, it's the problem with the approach. And these problems can cost real timing, real quality, and sometimes real credibility. Mistake number one, not give AI enough information. This is the most common mistake. Most scientists start to use AI as a search engine. A simple question, one line, no context. And they get what we would expect, a generic answer and a surface level information. For example, translate it to me, or help me with my research, not providing any other information to AI. But remember, AI is not a search engine, it's a thinking partner, so the quality of the output is directly related with the quality of the input. And how to fix it? We can fix it with a good prompt, providing the key elements of a good prompt. I will let in the description of this video a link for the video Most Scientists Use AI Wrong Way. There you can see the key elements and how to prepare a very good prompt. Mistake number two, not building a persistent context. But what is a persistent context? Every time you start a new conversation with AI, you start from zero. AI doesn't know anything about you, doesn't know anything about your research, your writing style, unless you tell it. And you can ask me, Nilson, how can I provide this? How can I fix this? You can fix this with custom instructions. And what is custom instructions? That is a set of information, a set of instructions you can provide to AI, and it is automatically loaded when you start a new conversation. So AI can start exactly where it should be. Now we are going deeper in the mistakes. Mistake number three, use AI for the wrong task with the wrong tools. Usually, scientists start to use AI with one tool, usually ChatGPT. They start to use this tool for every task. And what is the problem? The problem is that each tool is designed, is projected for one specific use, and they use this in the wrong way cannot give a result that we would expect. For example, using ChatGPT or Claude for searching the literature. This is wrong, because for literature we can use Elicity or Perplexity, and on the other way, using Perplexity or Elicity to write a text for rephrase a paragraph. That makes no sense. So match the tool with the task. So I will let in the description of this video a link for the video. You don't need to any AI tools. There I talk about the right tools and the right tasks. Let's go now to mistake number 4. Not combining tools. Most scientists use AI reactively. They remember it exists when they have a problem. So they go there, open it, use it, and close it. That's it. No workflow, no repeatable process. But the problem is, each AI is designed for a specific task. And if you use it separately, you can get good results, but not as good if we put this in sequence. What scientific workflow means, each tool in the specific stage, you can combine what each AI can give you the best, so you can get better results than use each tool separated. Mistake number 5, trusting AI output without validation. This is where the things start getting critical or even costly because AI can be confidentially wrong. And we have two versions of this mistake, and each one can be really critical for scientists. The first one, hallucinated reference or information. AI can provide fabricated references with the same confidence as the real ones. It can provide a paper title, authors, journal names, but none of them really exist. So what we can do? We must check each information, each reference. We must check if the reference really exists, if the information is there. This is not a hairy bug. This is how large language models works, and it is up to us, up to me, up to you to be aware and take the necessary actions. In the second version, this is more subtle, but in the same way, this is really critical for scientists. That is, ask AI to interpret your results without validation. For example, you upload a graph and ask AI to interpret it. AI can give you a really confident answer, a well-designed answer. And you take this and go use in your report or worse in your paper without scientific validation. And what is the problem? AI doesn't know the context, doesn't know your experiments. You can ask AI to help you, to push you, to try to help you to think, to see what you are not seeing, but not just to take the interpretation and use it. And how to fix both versions? We cannot trust output without scientific validation. AI cannot replace our thinking or scientific thinking. And finally, I would like to talk about a risk that we all face now using AI for research. And what it is? This is be focused, too much focus on AI and forget the science. Spend more time with the AI, with the new releases, the new tools, and nothing with research. And remember, AI is a means, not the goal, and we keep the focus on what really matters, the science, not the tools. These 5 mistakes are about behavior, and behaviors can be changed one at a time. And if you want to learn how to use the right tools and for the right tasks, come along with me and subscribe so you do not miss anything. And welcome to the Filter Lab.